What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Godus. Godus is a simulation game where you get to play as, well, God. And it's rather interesting because starting off, there's only a couple people on a small island who aren't really doing anything. They don't have any land that's clear, and you see them chipping away at a rock. So you break the rock for them, then all of a sudden they realize there's this higher power. And you're that higher power. And that's where the game takes off. They have open land, they build a house, and then as time comes along, the house fills up. Then you send the person out on his way to find some new land. Unfortunately, right now there is no actual land available, so let's make him some. So he can go find a place to move into. And because he sees all this land moving, he's kind of like, what's going on here? He goes to check it out. But that's pretty much how the game works. There's a lot of clicking involved. You send the people out. They go build homes when there is appropriate land available. It has to be flat. There can't be any debris on it. It has to be all on the same layer. Pretty simple stuff. It's a very basic game. And as they're in their homes, they will produce something called faith or belief. And these starting houses produce it at a quicker rate. I think they give about 15 each. And then over time, you know, when the faith's available, there'll be a little purple bubble on top of the house. And you click it and you get faith, like this one here. The reason why you don't see it on any of these is because I've built something called a settlement that over time you unlock through expanding your land. And what a settlement does is it gathers all your faith in one place, so then you can click on it. And instead of having to click on individual houses, which can get rather tedious, because you have to do it quite a bit at the start, because these houses don't produce a lot of belief, but they produce it quite often. So you're constantly going back to click on it, then going back to expand land and whatever. And it's kind of hard on the wrist, but it's rather interesting. I mean, I sat down and played this, and I was absorbed into it. I mean, I wanted to keep making my land bigger. I wanted to get my population bigger because, as you see in the top left here, there's a list of my current population, which is 1,768, and then the next increase is at 2,000. And when I reach 2,000, I unlock something. It could be expansion, which reduces the fog of war. Here, let's take an example. Let's look at my town. It's quite big. I've got a lot going on. Yeah, as you clear the fog of war, you can get farther into the map, and once you get to the mainland, that's when the game really takes off, because there's a lot more to unlock, a lot more to do, and because your population's so much bigger, you can unlock new things. I'll give you an example. As you play the game and reach population increments and goals, you unlock these cards. And like I said, there's a land expansion card, there's resources cards, and then there's age cards, like these. What these do is various things, like they can increase your followers' health, like the pottery card here. They can make your people do something such as mining, which is very handy. I'll show you what they do with mining in a bit. I don't have it unlocked yet because I've had bad luck with the resource cards, because unfortunately it is random mostly. They're scattered about the land. You have to dig out the ground, or move land and shape it to get at the chest, and you get various resources cards. It's a nice idea. I just don't like the randomness because I'm currently sitting on a lot of certain cards and not enough of others, which is unfortunate. But it's still rather interesting. I mean, the game is not without its flaws. I think I played it for about 5 hours straight. You just keep getting more and more things to do. As your town gets bigger, you gotta do a lot more clicking, you gotta expand more land, because the bigger it gets, the more belief it produces, and the faster you can expand. And you also unlock stuff. Because originally starting out, you can only move one layer at a time, just left and right, with the left mouse button, like this. But eventually you unlock a thing called Smart Move, which is still very early on in the game, where if you double right click, it reduces the landmass. If you double click it, it expands it. And that's pretty much the main way you make land for quite some time. Although much later on in the game, you unlock something that lets you move multiple layers at once by holding the mouse button. This is where it really reduces the clicking and it gets a little easier on your wrist. But it does come fairly later in the game, I'd say about 3-4 hours in. And it's a lot easier. Look at this. That is much easier than having to move each one individually, instead of having to go like this. It is a lot handier. Of course, moving multiple layers costs more belief, and the more you move it, the faster it goes down, because it does cost belief to shape and scale the land. That's the main dump, per se, for your belief. There's other things you can do. You can activate a totem. And what a totem will do is it'll get all of your followers who are currently out and about to gather in one spot. In case, say, you have this big land mass way off in the distance where you can build a bunch of houses, or say there's something to do, like, say over here. If I wanted them to go here, I could clear out all the trees, and now there's a spot for someone to go, and I'm gonna place the totem down there. And let's see if everyone can make it down there. When that flag's up, it means the house is full, and you have people ready to head out and explore. And they're acting a little weird because this place used to be tainted land, and it was purified. It's not quite acting as it should. That might be a bug, because you get this ability called Beautify, which gets rid of tainted land. But I guess it's not working quite properly, but It's currently in the early access beta, so of course it should be treated as such. It is a beta, it is not the full product. All the features in the game aren't available either, but I mean, there's still a fair amount of content. Unfortunately, when it comes to the map, there's no random generation. It's just one map every time through, so there isn't much replayability yet, but from what they have going with the content, it seems like there's quite a bit. It'll last quite some time, so there may not need to be multiple ones. Alright, all my people are getting to the totem spot here. And when they get there, they're just gonna kneel down. Some of them might get to work. He's gonna kneel down. Alright, now that they're kneeling down, they won't really do anything until you deactivate the totem. Now they'll go to work, because there's a house land there. Also, you do get belief when you clear out land, like trees and rocks. You don't get much, but it adds up. Because you'll spend 90% of your time clearing out rocks, moving land to make room for bigger houses. And then the rest of that, you'll just be, well, clicking to expand the land. One thing I do like about the layers is it is very easy to differentiate which layer is which. So you're never thinking, okay, why isn't he building a house there? It's flat land. When there could be a layer kind of overlapping it, which is not. That's a very nice feature when you're going to have multiple layers like this, because, I mean, at one point, with the beautified land, it is a little bright. Sometimes it can be hard to see if you have a really bright monitor or your brightness up, but that's just a simple problem. Nothing, that's just preference. Let's take a look at the options. It's pretty basic options. It's not a very complex game. The controls aren't very complex either. I believe it's going to make it on tablets as well. They're planning a release for that. So a lot of the clicking on that, it has tablet kind of gameplay in mind. And same with the graphics and visuals, you know. They are functional. They're not anything like special. But they suit the game though. I mean, after playing it for a while, I really couldn't see the game with any other kind of visuals or graphics. It works with the game. It suits it quite nice. Anyways, let's click on the how to play. It's very basic. It doesn't tell you everything, but it tells you enough that can easily get started. Because you collect cards to unlock features by filling up the level up bar by making more people. Or you can find shrines and chests. I don't have any chests open right now until I get another land expansion card, so I can't show you that. But I can show you a shrine somewhere. And you can also fight battles against NPCs, which reward various cards. And also, a lot of the battles teach you little things they haven't mentioned in this, about like upcoming abilities and how to use them. They do it through a little weird means by like a bunch of NPCs kind of talking to each other, and I really don't like it, but it's still a little informative. It's a little goofy and cheesy kind of thing. Maybe an acquired taste, but I haven't seen many people who've actually enjoyed it. But yeah, it's very simple. And later on, you do unlock some pretty cool stuff, like you can cause meteors and stuff. I think I only have one really cool thing. I have the Finger of God. I also have swamps, where if you plop it on the ground, your people will drown. I want to test it out, but I don't want to drown my people, so maybe I'll save that for Mount of the Gods, which would be right here. And that's the thing they were talking about. Also, a little later on, there is multiplayer unlocked. It's right here. You can face various friends or whatever on Steam. I believe it's just battle to the death. You know, you build up your population, you clear land, then you strike your totem down in their area, so your people go attack them. And then the winner gets resource cards. If you do get sort of roadblocked by the random resources, you might have to resort to this because here, let's show you what I got for resources. That's all what I need: sandstone, oak, pickaxes and whatnot, and I have nothing of that. But I'll show you what I do have. I have 9 animal furs. I used to have 10 clay. I mean, I have a lot of resources that I don't need, and it kind of sucks because until I get another expansion, there's no guarantee I'm even going to get those resources. I mean, if they handed you the resources, that would also be a problem, but I feel like when you're playing with randomness, you can get kind of burnt. It's just, I'm not the greatest with random drops. I've always had terrible luck in games. I mean, I feel like I'm cursed when it comes to that, but that's just life. Oh, right here, oh, I didn't know I had a guy working on the shrine. Yeah, see, this is one of those shrines. It'll take, because I think I only have one guy working on it, it would take up to 3 hours to fix and build up. But it's a shrine of expansion, so when it's built, it'll clear up the fog of war in this area here. As you can see, that confetti stuff right there, that's a hidden resource chest. So you'd have to remove the land to get at it. And that's how you'd get more resource cards, which would unlock more of your age cards, which would progress you into another age. Very simple stuff. It sounds complex, but it's not. It's very simple, and it's very fun because you can sit here and play for hours, building your land up, trying to get your population bigger. You start to care for your people. You don't want to send them out miscellaneously and die, because if there is nothing to do, say if I launch this guy out and tell him to go find land, and there's nothing to do, he'll just go out, sigh, walk around, sit down on his lazy butt, and he'll eventually die. So you don't want that to happen. You want to care for your little guy. You don't want him to die. So let's make him home again. I don't want him to die. That would break my heart. He's got to live. He has to live. There you go, build a house, my man. Yes. Also, I haven't explained this yet. These are diamonds. And when you unlock the mining ability, your people can mine it, and it'll give you these diamonds up here. You do start with 100. You can also get them through Mount of the Gods, and immediately it came up as like a big red flag, because say you right click this, or no, not that one that's being built, or rather that shrine, you could right click it and you could use diamonds to build it faster, and that like spells microtransactions. That was the first thing that like everyone kind of said, hey, what is this? Why are there microtransactions? And then they took it out. They said nope, because you go to the upgrade store, there are no shop. There's going to be no microtransaction in this game, thank God. Because as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to microtransactions, they have no place in a single-player game, because you cannot trust a developer to give you a properly paced game when you're developing it and keeping microtransactions in mind. Because eventually you're going to make it take too long and make it such an incentive that most people will resort to it if they're going to play the game long enough. And that's wrong. And I very much don't like that. I'm very not fond of it when it comes to free-to-play MMOs and games, but I mean, when it's a free-to-play game, that's a little different, especially in massive multiplayer, because that's their only real source of revenue in keeping it afloat. But yeah, you can buy resources and everything with diamonds. It is a handy currency. You can also mine it, like I mentioned, and that's one way you can kind of get out of the roadblocks like I currently have when it comes to resources. It's not terrible. It kind of sucks that, you know, you can get stuck and you can be forced to have to either battle multiplayer or just mine until you have enough. But that's just luck of the draw. It could happen to you. You could go the complete game, getting the right cards and not having a problem at all, having a great experience. It's just, it happens, you know. That's the luck of the draw. But let's take a look at Mount of the Gods, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. I see, those are the NPCs that kind of talk, and they talk to each other, then they talk to you, and then they're like, hey, let's battle. And they have their little banter, and they try to be funny, but it's not. It's not funny at all. At all. And it's rather annoying. Although a cool thing is, if you beat them, they will come to live in your town, like that bee Plimmer chick. Her NPC is hanging out in my town somewhere. She might even be dead. I don't know. Because they can die, and it kind of sucks. But unless I find her once we're done this, I'll show you her. Yeah. You guys done yet? Can I... There we go. You can skip it. It's just I wanted to give you an example of it. I really don't like it. And here's the map. You have 25 seconds before it starts. You can choose how many you start off with. Say your opponent's starting off with 2 people. I'm not going to be nice. I'm starting off with 10 because I play to win. And I really don't have the confidence that I could actually win just because I'm recording it. So the objective of this one is to mine the most gems. So we're going to expand out. Oh god, my frame just kind of took a big dip. I'll zoom in a bit. I've noticed in some of the Mount of the Gods, if you're zoomed out, your frames will take a big dip. And it sucks. But I mean, that's the only time I've ever noticed any real frame issues. So it's not the end of the world, but it does kind of suck. Alright, there's lots of gems hidden around here. Let's find a way to get this set up. Alternatively, you could just kill them. You could build up your population, attack the other team, and if they're dead, they can't win the game. That is always an option pretty much in these games. That you can take them out before they get a chance to really do anything. If you wanted to. No, get out of there. There we go. No, too much. There. Now they can get down and get the gems. So they're going to start working on that. I don't know. Get out there. I'm going to try to do my best to win. So far, I think I have an advantage because I have 10 people and they don't, so I clearly have the edge. I'm hoping to keep it that way. I wish the frames wouldn't be so weird. The only time I've experienced this is the later on Mount of the Gods. Outside of that, the gameplay's fine. It's not a very, extraneous game. It doesn't require a lot to play, which is also nice. It's $20 on Steam, or your regional equivalent if you're not from North America.
Yeah.
Alright, go mine those diamonds. Get to work. Can they reach them? Someone just died. Oh, you're attacking my people. Don't even think about it. Don't you dare attack my people. I will finger of God your butt. There, I got my first diamond. I'm in the lead, technically. I want to make sure I'm expanding properly, though, so I don't get at a disadvantage. Because once you hit a person advantage, you kind of are screwed. Let's see. How much is Finger of God? 2,000. Alright. When I get 2,000, I'm going to drop a Finger of God right on their butts. And take them out. Oh, I see. Oh, you crafty little buggers. I see what you're doing. I should be doing that. I should be sending my people out a little bit. Get over there and build up some houses. I've got a diamond lead right now, so it's not the end of the world. So let's get building. Build some houses. Ah, not the big ones. I need more followers to send out. I mean, on the plus side, that does give me an advantage, because I can do Finger of God now. And I'm going to take out this whole town right here. And boom, all their houses are gone. You can also use it to kill their people.
Okay.
Kind of nice. I can see that being really fun to do in multiplayer. I haven't actually tried it out. I haven't met anyone I know who actually has this game other than myself. Maybe if I find someone, I'll do a couple videos on it. Because it does seem like a fun idea. I think like this could be a fun multiplayer because, you know, it can be anyone's game. If you start off with the same people, it's just whoever has the best strategy. So it seems balanced. I mean, if the other guy has more stuff unlocked than you, he's probably going to wreck you, but yeah. Overall, though, it's a nice game. I mean, I was absorbed into this game for hours on end, and whenever you're absorbed into a game like that, it can't be bad. This is the successor to Populous, if I'm not mistaken. I have not played it, but, I mean, if this is the sole successor to it, I kind of want to, but I mean, I won't like it as much as this, because if this is a better version and a successor to it, obviously, going back and playing the old one, I'm not going to have the same experience as, say, if I grew up with it. Alright. Fuck you. Die. Die. That guy did a flip. That guy did a flip. Alright, I've clearly won here. It ends in 5 minutes, but I might just take them out. Because why not? They're down to one person. Yeah. I'm just gonna take them out and win. Why not? I'm a cheater. I'm just a cheater. I won. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's not very fair, but I'm in it to win it, so I win. Alright, let's see what I got for resource cards. Hopefully I don't get another wild man card. I have 3 of them. And he's kind of slept his way around my town. All he is really a different kind of NPC or a little person. He's got like this red Super Saiyan hair and a scarf. He actually looks really cool. He's very easy to differentiate from the other guys. Alright. Load game. Don't crash. Don't crash. There we go. Oh! Oh, we unlocked champion. Nice. Convert all your followers at totem into a champion warrior who will wreak havoc on enemy followers. Okay, so it's like a big, actually attacking guy. That makes sense. Large mineral. Okay, so I got some gems. So 10 gems. Not bad. What else? More clay. Don't need it. Sandstone. Alright, I need sandstone, so that's nice. So that wasn't a bust. I mean, in the end of it, I got a resource card I needed. I unlocked a new feature, so it wasn't that bad. How much is it to make a champion? 10,000 belief. Not expensive at all. Because as you get larger houses like this, they produce quite a bit of belief. It takes longer, but they produce more. And you really get a lot of belief. And also because of the settlement, you get these cool roads. Unfortunately, after your 3rd settlement, it now costs diamonds, which kind of sucks. But maybe they'll change it, because it goes from, like, I think 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000 in terms of belief. A little expensive at first, but after a while, it's very obtainable. Because you see, I've got tons of houses and tons of belief. I could click them all, and I'd probably have 50,000. And they would also take a very long time. Ooh. But I'll do a little more expanding. Pretty much. That's kind of what you do the whole game. You just send all your people out, build more houses, expand. And, oh yeah, see, there's a couple wild men here. They're gonna go build that shrine. Look at them with their Super Saiyan hair. Oh, they skipped the thing. How long is it gonna take? 2 hours again? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna buy one with diamonds to show you what it does. Then you click on the card. Boom. And then there's more land accessible. Now let's see if there's a resource card over here so I can at least show you it. If not, I don't think there is. No, there's not. Okay, well that sucks. I wanted to show you the resource thing, but I guess I guessed wrong. Oh well. That's Godus in a nutshell. It is in early access on Steam. That's kind of been a trend where they're releasing games early with not the full game, you know, for people who want to try it, or for Kickstarters and that. It is a good game. I would recommend picking it up once the game is fully launched. Only reason why I would say not to is because after a while of gameplay, you're going to be kind of out of things to do because all the content isn't available. But, yeah. When it's out on Steam, I'd say pick it up. It's a fun game. I really love simulations like this. The card process is kind of weird. I mean, you're using resource cards to unlock mining for resources to buy more resource cards. I don't see why you couldn't just mine the resources or gather them yourself with your people, but it's a little refreshing. It's different. And different can be good, because, sometimes you get tired of the same old thing over and over. But that's Godus. I'm Gitsumara. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.